It's me, your local brunette Barbie here, to present you with a New Year's resolution video in the last week of January. And for those of you who think that's too late to be posting a video centered around New Year's, well, you sound like a negative Nancy. I bet you had a New Year's resolution to start working out, but then you forgot to sign up for a gym membership and now you feel like you can't do it and now you're a failure. Or maybe your resolution was to be more outgoing, but when you were at Starbucks you wanted to give the barista your phone number but you chickened out, and now you feel like you missed your opportunity to shoot your shot. As Jess Connolly from the Go and Tell Girls podcast says, it is never too late to start bettering yourself in the new year. In fact, me posting this video so far after New Year's just gives you claws to feel like you can chase your dreams for 2023 without feeling like you're starting late. And for that, you're welcome. Here you were accusing me of being the one procrastinating when really, I was just trying to be there for you all along. But that's okay. I forgive you. So without further ado, here are some things that, in my opinion, we should kiss goodbye in 2023. So without further ado, here are some things that we should kiss goodbye in 2023. Here's a big one that I think really nobody will disagree with, except maybe for the fashion industry for some reason. Body shapes being trends. This is such an odd thing to me, and I don't think I realized how odd it was until the infamous New York Times or whatever article came out saying that heroin chic is coming back because the Kardashians took out their BBLs. And it suddenly dawned on me, wait, why are we making a trend out of something that just is? Body shapes are something you're born with, and some people just don't have a certain body shape. So why are we making that a trend? That's really weird. Bad move, New York Times. Bad move. Number 2. The bad boy trope and everything that comes with it. This is a very all-encompassing statement, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about what I mean by that, but I think the whole bad boy thing just needs to be thrown out. This is a trend mainly consumed by teens, so we can only do so much to control what they like at that stage, and most people grow out of it. But I'm just so sick of seeing movies like The Kissing Booth where the language of the story keeps telling me that a character is like dreamy and what they're doing is okay, or at least like romantic even though it's not okay. And I'm just tired of it. Can we not see any more characters like Noah from The Kissing Booth? And all the like, no, bad. Not in my 2023. Feel bad that I had to kiss that. Number 3, this is a little bit more of a serious one because I'm very passionate about it, but making fun of people for trying things that they are not already known for. I mainly see this with online personalities, and I don't quite know why. Maybe this happens to movie stars too, and I'm just not aware of it. I see it a lot of the time when a YouTuber will come out with a book or a song, and they haven't been in this industry before, and it's something they're doing for the first time, and sometimes it's a cash grab, but sometimes they're doing it just because they genuinely want to try out that genre. And I think it's really crappy to make fun of them purely because that's not what you know them for. Think about any time you started a hobby, whether it was playing basketball or drawing or starting playing a musical instrument. Any hobby you tried for the first time, you probably weren't great at it, but at least you got to be bad at it behind closed doors instead of in front of millions of people. Let's not make fun of people anymore for doing something for the first time and not being great at it. That was a long one. Mwah. Number 4. Overusing the terms gaslighting and narcissist. I'm on the psychology side of Instagram, so I see this all the time. And sometimes when it's on a therapist page, you can, for the most part, trust that they're using it accurately, but it really bugs me that it's becoming a trend to overuse those terms basically just to describe somebody who's being a jerk. Just because somebody misremembered something one time does not mean they're trying to gaslight you. That's human. And just because somebody is a jerk does not make them a narcissist. These are clinical terms, stop overusing them. Honestly, armchair psychology would probably be its own note. Number 5, self-protectiveness. This is something very personal to me. It was actually the reason I even got the idea to make this video. I've realized that a huge trauma response that I don't think enough people describe specifically is being overly protective of yourself. If you've been disappointed by people or hurt by people in distinct ways during your formative years, you may develop a tendency to keep people at arm's length or over-monitor yourself, like what you're doing, what you're saying, what things you tell people, how much you're opening up to people you really want to open up to, as a way of keeping yourself from being hurt again. I think this overall attitude of making yourself invulnerable really keeps you from being able to fully enjoy the relationships that God is placing in your life, just because you don't want to get hurt again. That's my last really serious one, I promise, and it was the most serious one, so don't worry. All of the other ones are really dumb. It looks a little funny, sorry. Thank you. Next. Number 6, this is a silly one, but sleeping on Jennifer Coolidge as a comedian and actress. I am so proud of us that we are finally giving that woman her dues. I have not yet watched White Lotus. I don't think I will because it doesn't look appealing to me, but I'm just proud of Jennifer Coolidge for being in the spotlight again. She was such a staple of my childhood because of Legally Blonde, and I'm just happy to see her getting the spotlight she deserves. Mwah. Extra red for you, Jen. The last 2 are just soap brows and mukbang videos. I'm sorry if I'm breaking anybody's heart by saying soap brows are not my favorite. I don't think I've ever gotten this trend, and I even feel like Instagram at one point tried to brainwash me into believing that I liked them. I think if I ever once thought that I liked the way soap brows looked, it was just because they happened to be on an incredibly beautiful woman. But just because an incredibly beautiful woman looks good doing it does not mean the rest of us should be doing it. They're gonna be beautiful no matter what. Don't let them trick you. Very sorry, YouTubers. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I'm sorry. That was an angry one. Why do I keep placing them so high? My frame stops at my head. Mukbang videos. I already said mukbang videos. Doth that need explaining? That brings up a good question. Who's watching mukbang videos? Who are these people? There are mukbang YouTubers with like millions of views. Who's watching these videos? It's like the last few seasons of The Simpsons. Like, they just keep coming out, but I don't know who's watching them. Who are these people? I don't want to take food out of anybody's mouth, but I would really love if people would stop making these videos. Or at least stop recommending them to me. I don't want to see food in people's mouths. Call me crazy. Goodbye. Obviously, this isn't an exhaustive list. There are plenty of more serious things that I wish we could leave behind in 2022. But most of the other things I could think of are all things that we as a collective already seem to be agreeing shouldn't happen anymore. So these are just things that bothered me, and I hope we can leave them behind in 2022. Oh, you're just gonna go behind my... You can go in there, but please don't mess up my backdrop. Any hobby you've tried for the first time, you probably weren't great at it. Gosh, isn't that just great? Really, get her up there. Will my Jennifer Coolidge impression ever be as good as Jamie French's? Probably. I don't think I've... Did I shoot myself in the foot by dressing like this for my first video where I talk? Is this setting the bar too high? Am I setting my look bar too high?